Hey guys, Dave and Len again. This time we're going to talk about a convention that occurs in Illinois every year. It's the best historical convention that I've ever been to. It's called Little Wars. Originally, when I first started going to it, I can't remember the exact location, but then moved to Lincolnshire. And now it's in Lombard at the West End. Just a great convention. It's a miniature game convention. They always put on great games. I had a dealer booth there this year selling used miniatures and stuff. The sales weren't bad considering it was a pandemic there, but it was okay. But I did get to play one game when I was there. Most of the time I was just babysitting my booth. But the game I played, that was Famous People in History? What was that called?
Yeah, Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah, Celebrity Deathmatch. So I was Albert Einstein, and there's other. What was your character?
I was Dr. Savage, Man of Bronze.
Yep, and they had like the Lone Ranger and stuff in there. So essentially what's going on is there's some animals on the board that move randomly and they can attack you. And you as a character, you're trying to get treasure, and you're also, which gives you points, and you're also trying to inflict damage on your opponents, which gives you points. So it's a very simple set of rules, but I had fun playing it. And you also have 4 cards per character, and the ones Albert Einstein had were pretty cool. Like he could blind you with science, meaning that you're not able to attack him that turn, and he can talk you out of your treasure. So if you're adjacent to him, he can play this card and take one of your treasures away and stuff. I thought it was fun. It was super simple. It's not something you would make a commercial game out of, but for a game in a convention, I thought it was good. Who put that on? The Hawk Wargame Club or?
John Michael, the legal counsel, the Midwest Word Gamers Association.
Ah, gotcha.
I didn't know Hawk was still around. Forgot to ask him about it. He used to be a member of
Because I saw on the rules he had, it said Hawk Wargame Club on the top, and I was like, wow, those guys are still around.
Yeah, I was about to say, it must be one of those like semi-private clubs.
Yeah.
So it's like, because they were more open in the late 70s, and then because of costs and everything, they reduced the club to about a dozen because the only place they could find was a hobby shop, and I wasn't part of the dozen. But we had ourselves those outcasts. We called ourselves a skeleton crew. We were like the Legion of Substitute Superheroes.
Gotcha.
So
so Skeleton Crew, the members were originally in the Hawk Wargame Club?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And well, the thing was at the time is everybody was older than me that became part of the private version of Hawk. So we're figuring that maybe after a couple of years we'd get back together because we had no gripes about them. We understood it was costing money, and there was like a group that played together more often. We're talking about people in their 30s, and I was like a college student, so I was a little kid to them.
30s is actually pretty young for historical wargaming.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the people I game with, as far as historical stuff, are at least 50 years old.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking this was like, I was in college. Anybody over 25 was a respected elderly person. It's someone you looked up as an adult to listen to.
Yeah.
So, one of the things is we show you, we get little booklets, and they always have themes.
What was the theme this year again?
In the Nick of Time.
In the Nick of Time, gotcha.
There's another one.
Wow, you got that one pretty water damaged, man.
Yeah, I wonder what happened, because I found it in the box, and the box is not water damaged, but this one is.
What was the theme on this one? It looks like cowboys and Indians or something.
Yeah, it looked like an Indian, and this one was Combined Arms Through the Ages.
Oh, that's cool.
And I forget what this one was. But some of the themes we had, there was Clash of Civilizations, Dawn of a New Age, Last Stands of Forlorn Hopes, Technology, Innovation, and Advancements, Turning Points, Great and Not So Great Commanders, First Contact, and Revolution. There are probably a few more, but they on their website, they only go up to 2011.
So what? Oh, go on.
Oh, go on. You.
Oh, what are some of the other games you played?
Okay. Some of the I won 6 medals.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah. 3 of them were Napoleonic games. One was the American Civil War. One was Vikings versus Aztecs. And another one was a fight in Fallujah, Modern Combat.
Oh, that must have been cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was the American. I was constantly worried about a sortie from the mosque. And I was told not to shoot on the mosque. And I ended up, there was no troops there. You know, the game master told you that just to spook you out, which is, you know, acceptable.
So tell us about the Vikings versus Aztecs. You don't hear about a game like that very often.
This is, I was talking to the game master about, and there are some hints, both from Viking sagas and Aztec legends, that Vikings might have been in Mexico.
Well, we know for sure that they made it to Canada, so I'm not sure how far south of there they made it, but yeah, they actually found the Viking settlement in Canada, so that's been proven they've at least been on the continent.
The Vikings had landed, and I sent my troops out to form a battle line. And then when we had the clash, we found out that, oh crap, that Vikings, of course, you know, fight in close order in the shield wall. Aztecs do not. They're more like light infantry skirmish.
Yeah, they probably fight more like peltasts or something.
Yeah, and but I was lucky. The result was I'd given a option of standing and taking casualties or pulling back. I go, I'm pulling back. And then I rearranged the troops, and the Vikings had to go up this pyramid to do something on top. I arranged my troops so it's like, you know, you go up, you know, you kill 1 or 2 a turn, but you're running out of time, and that's why you gave me the medal for that. Actually, my favorite one was it was a night game. There were 3 guys playing the French. I was the only one in the Allies. I was with this Peninsula War. I commanded the...
What war?
Peninsula War of Napoleonics.
Oh, okay.
In the peninsula.
Gotcha.
And I put the 95th Rifles to cover the bridge that they had across. I had artillery pounding, their artillery to pound his artillery, and it ended up that, you know, I reduced some of the French artillery enough to make it ineffective. Plus I had a cavalry regiment that I put on the flank, and he stopped the cavalry advance. Even though at the end I was down to like the last figure, he was demoralized and he wouldn't be attacking anymore. And of course I'm doing this while singing songs and taunting the enemy. And at the end we're going, how come it's like 1 on my side, 3 on them, you know? I didn't complain. I actually had a lot of fun doing it that way. It's just, he was going to put in if anybody else showed up, he put them in on my side, so.
Yeah, best game I ever played at Little Wars, this was many years ago, I was like in my early 20s, was that Ogre Miniatures game that guy put on with that awesome terrain and the buildings with guns on them and stuff, and the hidden ogres, so if you'd walk near a building or a set of rubbles, all of a sudden a huge ogre would come out and stuff. That was the most fun science fiction game I ever played. I think I told you guys about this previously, but yeah, that was great.
One of my favorites, this is in close action, is a sailing Napoleonic era sailing game by Clash of Arms. And it was one of the battles in the Indian Ocean. Suffren was the French commander, and Hughes was the British one. Anyway, the British had to defend the fleet. Now this was a unique situation. The French are attacking. The British are defending. I was chosen to be Admiral of the British side. And I had to explain to them we're on the defensive action. We just have to draw them out and keep them busy. We don't have to sink any ships or anything. And the basic plan was the British, which move forward 3 turns, then everybody does a battle turnaround, where everybody turns around at once. That would increase the range. Because I figured by the time they get there, they were within, they were at the maximum range, so it means another turn or 2 to get in range. Because after the battle turnaround, you're on your own. And of course, I had a couple guys who would disobey my orders, and they decided to close in. And this was we had like a even Steven fight until the last turn. Now, last turn, fire, combat. Okay, roll for this guy, roll for this guy, blah, blah, blah. Last guy is a British guy who rolls, hits, causes a special effect. Okay, roll it again. And special effect was enemy ship blows up.
Well, that's pretty good. That's good.
I mean, it's like the absolute last action of it. So it was a tactical victory for the British. Probably more points. We might have still done it afterwards without the blowing out, but that was more spectacular.
Yeah.
So, one place we were at DuPage County Convention Center, which was across the street from the Drury Lane Theater and Hotel.
Was that Little Wars or?
That was Little Wars.
Oh, I didn't realize. What year was that? Maybe I remember that actually.
That was after they moved from Lincolnshire. They went to Drury. They went
yeah,
to
I remember that. Yeah, that was pretty far away too. Yeah, I remember.
And then they went to Westmont.
Or the Weston and Lamont.
Yeah.
Or not Lamont. What's the name of that?
Weston Lombard.
Lombard, yeah.
Drury Lane is a famous theater in the Chicago area. Many famous actors have been in plays in that, both at the beginning of their careers or at the end of their careers.
And they also had it one year way out in the suburbs.
Rochelle, Illinois.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the problem I had. There was a span about 4 or 5 years. I could not attend Little Wars because it seemed like in that weekend there was either a wedding or a funeral. Because the one in Rochelle was, I missed 3, 4 in a row, and the one in Rochelle, nice road trip, but then an uncle died, so yeah. Oh, one thing I did is I had a few lectures at Little Wars.
Oh, I remember that. What did you have? One you had on some naval battle or something. You were telling me about it.
Oh, I got several. First one was the Battle of Britain. Then there was the American Civil War naval battles. Naval warfare, actually. Then turning point in the South Pacific, about the combination of the Solomon Islands and New Guinea. And how that was really the turning point of the Pacific War. And of course, I forgot about Airborne. The History of Paratroopers. One thing is, I only had one guy who attended that, but damn, he was more enthusiastic about the subject than I was. And then we had the
Next time you do that, I'll bring a camera and we'll record it and put it on YouTube.
I was thinking I got to arrange something for YouTube because I still got the notes for these things.
All right.
And French naval heroes. Yeah, the bad guys from the Hornblower series and Audrey Maturin. And remember, the British respected French nautical skills and turned it against them. And then I didn't have a chance for the Misunderstood War of 1812. So, one of these days I will turn those things into YouTube things.
Yeah. Well, next time you do one, I'll record it and we'll put it up there.
So, and what else is there?
That's pretty much it. They also have a flea market. They didn't have it this year because they didn't have someone to run it, but they usually have a flea market. It's the best, I would say, historical miniatures or historical gaming flea market around here. There's another convention coming up called War Chest, which will be just a flea market for war games and stuff. That'll take... I think it's Bannockburn, Illinois or something it's going to be in. I just signed up for it the other day to go there and buy some stuff. Not that I need anything else. But
yes.
But,
all right.
All right, guys. Good seeing you.
So if you're in Chicago sometime, usually in April, go to the Little Wars convention.
Yep. All right. See you guys. Have a good one.